Hey, welcome to Embrace of Stupidity. I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Say howdy, Ryan.
Howdy, Ryan.
Howdy, Ryan. What's going on with you today?
Nothing much. Don't understand why my fiance's farts are starting to smell worse than my own. And I take
Nice.
a lot of pride in my farts. And I wanted to make sure I always would beat her in that type of battle.
Wow.
She also burps better than I do. And that's just my insecurities for the
That
day.
I like to call it the throat fart.
The throat fart. Oh, a
My
burp.
wife does it all the time, and I because I can't burp. I cannot burp.
But
I
then
can't.
why?
I've chugged beers. I've chugged sodas. I can't burp, so I only fart. That's my only gas outlet is
So,
through my butt.
so you have
And
a booty burp.
yeah, she thinks it's disgusting, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but people burping and stuff, that is just as disgusting as farting. Yeah, it
Yeah.
stinks,
It's just
you
something
know?
that we have to do too. We all
Wow.
fart. It's natural, right? Why are we being punished for that if anyone does? But how are
It
you
is.
doing today, Mark?
I'm all right. I mean, this morning I woke up thinking, what's the use of Roman numerals still? But that's all I got. It's not as intense as your whole farting thing, but I
Yeah.
mean, what's the deal with Roman numerals? I don't know. That was just a thought in my head. Why are we still using them? I don't know. Are we in Rome? No, we're not. We're in America. Let's roll. So today, I would like to talk about how women's safety is more important than men's safety.
Women.
Okay.
Okay. I can understand where that comes in.
I got
Talking
a
about like the
few,
workplace or like how
not
some
the work.
jobs are more dangerous and we're just the men are being pushed in that direction.
No, that's
No.
not what I'm talking about, but that's a good point.
Okay.
I like where you're going with
Didn't
that.
know. I was going from a
More
business side, but
more of the things like men should walk on the side of the curb when walking down the street with their ladies so we can get mowed over by
oh.
a vehicle and they remain safe.
Well, do you ever think if it's a vehicle, Mark, that they'll more than likely hit you both because you're holding hands with that person? What are you going to let go of them in time to get hit?
I mean, let go if I know the car is coming, let go and then maybe a little shove.
Like shove her or like
Well, no,
like
I'm
trying
using
to
her
save
body to
her?
help. Well,
Brace.
sure. Well, more to kind of use her as leverage to shove myself out of the way. You know what I mean? To shove myself
Okay.
out of the way. That's instinct, baby. That's instinct. That's survival.
That's
Okay. There's
survival.
no chivalry in survival.
And you just don't want to die. So you're just focused on
I don't,
you're in fight or flight for yourself, not really for anyone else. Is that what I'm hearing?
is that bad? Is that a bad thing?
I don't know. Is it, Mark? Is it like who's to judge if it's good or bad? Like I think for me, when
Don't,
I'm holding hands with my
don't judge
fiance,
me.
I
Don't
do it
judge.
because I'm left-handed and she's right-handed. So when we hold hands, we hold it with our non-dominant hands. And
Mm.
here's why. And I even told her this. In case if a fight breaks out and her and I need to defend ourselves and want to still hold hands, we could still start throwing punches with our non-dominant hand. How cool would
So
that
like
be? That'd be like
some
some superhero.
Matrix, Jackie Chan shit going on. You guys are
Oh yeah.
throwing head kicks in the air while holding on to each other.
We're spinning around and kicking people in the heads. Yeah, totally. That's what my plan is. That's what I think about when we're
That
holding
is
hands in case we get into a fight. I'm always prepared.
that is a fight that I would like to see you and your lovely fiance, Jackie Chan Matrix fighting in the
Yeah.
middle of a street somewhere. I
Yeah,
think that's pretty dope.
it'll kind of be like a maybe even a tag team fight because we're not going to be able to grab each other's hands for everything. But if she needs a break or a breather, maybe I could take out the other two or whatever it is. We separate each other. We get separated in the fight. I'm not worried about that. I feel like she knows how to handle herself.
And she knows her way home. I mean, if she knows her way
If
home.
she had to
And
run.
and fighting too. And it's another men's safety thing, another man's safety. And so women in a bar, let's say,
Mhm.
they will pick a fight with some other dude, right? And when the other dude gets in her face, calls her a bitch, possibly, and then they look to us
Mhm.
to defend their honor.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
hear
like,
you.
why you got to drag me into that shit? Because before you know it, the guy is ripping off his shirt. You don't want to tangle with the guy that rips off his shirt because that means he's crazy. Because people don't normally rip off their shirts, but Crazy dudes that like to fight with their shirts off. No, not good. No,
You
bueno.
don't mess with the crazy dudes that
No,
rip their shirts right off. You see,
no.
my thing is when they rip their shirt off, it all depends on how they do they do it confidently, or is it like they're struggling and then they eventually rip it off, or they're just taking it off? And then what if they have maybe a beer belly? What if they're just a non-threatening looking guy? Or do you just think anyone that's
If a guy is courageous enough to rip off his shirt when he doesn't have a six pack and he's got man titties and and a beer belly or something, that's even crazier to me. I don't
That's
want to
even
tangle with that
crazier.
dude even more because that means that dude does not care.
Yeah.
Period.
My scary thing is body hair. If they're a big hairy man and they rip their shirt off, I'm like, it's kind of just gross. I don't even want to punch you.
They take you to the ground. The shit gets in your mouth, possibly. They're sweaty.
Sweat dripping.
I do not need a sweaty, hairy motherfucker.
We are talking
me.
about bars, right? And
yeah,
what if they're drunk and they puke on us? That's even worse. Ugh.
That's the situation that women put us in. It's not necessary and it's not fair to us. But if we don't do it, if we don't stand up for them, then all of a sudden we're pussies.
Or the bad guy. Why didn't you stand up for me? You know?
Yeah.
Why didn't you stand up for me, babe?
Why do I gotta get hurt? I was having a good time.
Why'd you have to go insult that person on his haircut for no reason, just because you had a few beers and you think it's okay to tell them that his haircut's stupid?
Because that's the kind of shit women do sometimes.
It happens in my relationship. I've had to stand up for her. When she has a few too many drinks at a bar, she likes to just be brutally honest. And if she doesn't like something, whether it's a shirt or if she loves something, she is super nice and polite. She's love it or hate it when she's drunk. That's all I can say. It's a great time though, nonetheless.
That's why I stick with the greenery and stay away from the alcohol times. Because you just don't get that pissed off when you're high. Okay, you don't.
That's very true.
Like, if some chick comes up to me when I'm super high and says, "You got a stupid haircut,"
I'll be like, "Oh, I do. That's great.
Right on.
Thank you for that answer." Yeah,
I respect that.
I do.
Nice opinion.
You're a very nice guy, Mark.
Thank you.
I trained up and kind of, there you go. I said trained. I grew up training martial arts, so like I've always been more of the fight, not flight type of guy, or de-escalate. I will always just kind of be like, if you want to fight, I'll fight you.
See, I
don't really back down. But
I did not know that about you. I grew up in the Taekwondo Kung Fu school of karate. I am quite the martial artist myself.
Very nice.
I have a lot of moves. Not someone you want to tangle with.
I just want one question. You know, like what belt you reached?
Yeah.
You go far? Yeah.
That's
good. I just want to make sure you knew.
It's a high belt.
Okay.
For sure. I don't like to brag about my belt because I come across a little arrogant sometimes when I start talking about it. With the trophies.
I hear you, man.
Blah, 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 blah.
That's why I don't bring it up either. I don't actually do martial arts. I just say that. So if anyone actually wants to fight me, don't fight me. Come on. I don't do martial arts.
Here's the embrace of stupidity in this.
What?
Why do men have to sleep closest to the door in the bedroom? For the woman's safety. So that we get murdered first when a nighttime intruder comes in and clubs us over the head. Listen.
You think they would still use a club, Mark?
Clubs
you don't think that they would use a shiv, like a knife? I feel like most people would use knives. Why a club?
In the intruder world today, clubs are very, very popular. Very popular because you can find one anywhere. A stick at the river. It doesn't make any difference where you're at. You can always find a club. But they come in. I figure I put my wife closer to the door because I figure she could take a few licks. Someone can get her, and as long as she just makes some sounds that are loud enough that I can hear over my snoring, I can wake up at that time and protect.
That makes sense, but why would you want her to get hurt first?
I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Well, like it seems like
I gotta get her first. Why do I, as a man, why do I gotta be the one to get hurt? Oh, you're the man. You're the one that needs to get hurt first. Why?
Now, It depends on what approach you're looking at from, because that's just nature. Usually men always take care of women. That's just kind of how, not even nature, I would say historically, that's how it's been perceived for sometimes. It all depends on where you're from too. But to get back kind of more to the stupidity basis on it, I think it would be smarter for her to sleep on the outside. But me, Mark, why not switch it up? That's what I do. We don't have assigned beds. We don't have a nightstand on one side just for her and one for me. Like it's kind of like
You
a hotel room. We could almost just change whatever side. It doesn't matter if
so
we
you
try
go
a
to
different.
bed and you guys just flip flop. Whoever's on whatever side is fine. I'll just get on the other side. That is
Yeah,
not how it works in America today. And I don't even know if it's legal in a lot of countries to do that because that doesn't make a lot of sense. You got to have your side of the bed. You pick a side, you keep that side.
but
It's all about.
since it doesn't make a lot of sense, wouldn't you think it wouldn't be illegal? Because I don't think there's anything against switching sides of beds. Like I don't think it makes a difference if I sleep on the left side compared to sleeping on the right side, vice versa, you know.
I'm sure it's illegal in some state.
Some state.
Some states have stupid laws. I do believe, if it's still true, that in Oregon you can't have anal sex. I mean, how they're gonna know you're having anal sex? I don't know. Okay, is someone peeping in on me? Is there
I
anal sex
definitely don't think
police out there?
Oregon out of
I
all
don't
the
know
states would have that, Mark.
because it's
Out of
called the
all
Beaver State.
No, because
You're
Oregon
sick.
has like decriminalized meth, and do you think that they would criminalize anal
I'm gonna look
sex?
that up at some point, but I do believe anal sex is not legal in Oregon. Okay.
Yeah, I
So,
get what you're
anyways,
saying. Well, before we get back on topic, don't forget people to like, comment, and subscribe, or even dislike if you don't like us. Is At the end of the day, we're here to, if you like us or you don't, who cares?
yeah,
We're still here
keep
doing our
going.
thing.
People have their opinions. If there's
They
any
do.
topics you would like us to talk about,
Leave
please
them
just
down
put it in
below,
there.
hit the comments, or go to
Yeah,
our
put it in there,
Instagram at
whatever.
Embrace the Stupidity.
Yeah. Um, Another thing, okay, since you're not down with me on the whole sidewalk thing, you're all pro
Well,
woman on that
my
one, and you're
my
all pro woman on
sidewalk
the
thing
bed thing,
is, I wouldn't
and
say pro
you're
woman.
pro
It's
woman on
just
the bed
I don't
thing.
have a
Okay.
choice. I would say the
How about
sidewalk thing. If my fiance can't handle herself, then she might get beat up. I'll be still focusing on myself in the fight mostly. But I'm okay with getting hit by a car if that's what you're saying. Like I would be okay with that instead
I
of
am
her.
not okay with that. How
You're
about
not
this?
okay.
Are you okay with women and children first? Why?
Depending on the scenario, I
Why?
am
Why
okay
is it
with
gotta be
more or
women and children
less.
first?
I'm all
What
for
about
equal
me?
rights, Mark. Switch it up. Men and children first this time. We have too many women in the country. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe we have too much men. I don't know what the
It
ratios are, but maybe we have too many
it
men.
should be men and women first. Kids, I would say by age. They don't have a lot of life experience. I mean,
So you would take an older kid over a younger newborn if you had to choose. If you had Now I'm making it hard on you. If you had to choose, Mark.
it's not hard in my head. I know the answer, but I'm afraid. Okay,
Let us hear it.
the, the newborn is kicking rocks. Okay.
This
First of all, first of all, am I changing shitty diapers on the older kid? Probably not. Plus, okay. Do I gotta spoon feed the older kid? Probably not. Plus, okay. Do I gotta
Okay.
bathe the older kid? Probably not. Plus,
Hey, I got another plus for you. They might do chores at that age too.
that is a
But
bonus.
this is where I come to the save everyone scenario. That's where I'm at. I'm always at the equality. So I think of, why not just save everyone? To do the best to save yourself, because at the end of the day, the one thing you can control is yourself and what you do. If someone's stuck, are you going to go in there to go and burn and die alone trying to save them? Or not really alone, but I guess die together? Or would you rather wait and do, maybe, what would you do in that scenario when you're in a house fire?
A house fire?
Yeah. What would you do, Mark?
Like
to
if I'm in the
save your
house and it's
family.
caught on fire and
Yeah.
I'm in the house, I'm gonna
Yeah.
run out screaming, "The fucking house is on fire! The fucking house is on fire!" And hopefully
Okay.
they hear me and they will follow me out.
And
But I
also
have
there
bad
there
eyesight.
are fire alarms too.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you have to take responsibility for yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
And a house fire is one of them. A house fire is every man for himself. Unless I work for the fire department, and that's their job to run in those houses. Okay. If my house is on fire, I will yell, "The fucking house is on fire," as I'm running out. And that way, if I'm out first, I am there to greet my lovely family as they run into my arms. Maybe not that happy because I did leave them, but we're all safe.
But you're all safe. See, that's
We're
what I'd be
all
scared of is
hopefully.
because I feel like as men, we have to be strong, right? That's one of our like stereotypes. I feel like men are strong, you know? I feel like we would be the saviors in that scenario potentially. We'd be the one to break down a door to save our family and grab all the
Yeah.
kids. If they can't fend for themselves though, Mark, I wouldn't be able to just leave a newborn. If my 9-year-old's in the room, I'd be like, run out. If I had a kid, I'd be like, run out. You know what a fire alarm is. This newborn can't even walk. It's kind of hurt me that you would take your older son.
Teaching the 9-year-old how to walk? No. Newborn? Yes. Another bonus right there.
I
Leave the
haven't had
little
kids
one.
before, so
Take the one with legs that
take the-
can use their legs. Okay. The ability to walk or run. They are worth more than the little guy in the crib that can't do anything
yeah.
but lay there.
And how about like on a boat, Mark? What do you feel about that? Because like, what about the Titanic with
Titanic.
how they sunk and at the end they had to choose who got to get saved?
I am mowing women and children over, especially the little kids, because I'm a lot bigger than they are, and I want to get my ass in that lifeboat. Why do I got to get in the freezing cold water? Why do men? Why do we got to take the brunt of it all? I don't get it.
I think it's just,
Who said that we have to be the ones to take the hurt?
I think back in history, it's more or less that women and children, they're the ones that are the newer generation and women can reproduce. So I think that was the main claim. But my thing is, why don't we have enough lifeboats? Why don't we have enough dinghies or whatever they're taking?
And
How come there's not enough lifeboats to
and
save
now
people on those
and now
cruises?
I believe there is, ever since the Titanic, speaking of which,
I hope
Titanic, they
so.
came out with the maritime law of equal number of lifeboats per patron on a ship.
Okay.
And
And what
that
if there's still not enough room, Mark? Do you think that's something we need to focus on in today's age? I haven't heard of any cruises sinking, but just in case. Like, what do you think on
I
that?
mean, I'm gonna go on a cruise in April, and I hope that there is enough lifeboats in case something is to happen like that.
Yeah, I forgot you have that cruise coming up in April. So I hope that you
Now you
don't
got me
have
thinking.
to I hope you don't have to worry about your lifeboats, Mark. Hope you just have a
I
safe cruise.
listen to me. If the ship goes down, don't worry about me. I'm getting in the motherfucking lifeboat. Okay.
Okay.
I'm getting a lifeboat. Okay.
So I'll
That's
make
gonna
sure you'll
happen.
be so just making sure you will be here for the next podcast
Yes,
after that.
I
Life.
will. Yes,
All
I
right, so
will
we'll have to
be
bring that
returning to
up.
work on the following Monday
I
with
gotcha.
my wife or not. That who knows? Is
And
she gonna get on that lifeboat? Hopefully, she's behind me. If not,
hopefully you guys both we'll figure out when that time comes. But to kind of wrap
hopefully,
things up, Mark, I did want to let you know we did get some constructive criticism from a family member of mine.
nice,
So yeah.
nice.
So
Who gave me some construction criticism, and how
oh,
good was it?
how good was it? I would say it was pretty good, in my opinion, because I'm always looking to get better, Mark. But it was my soon-to-be sister-in-law, or my future sister-in-law, Mina, and what she
And
told
what's
us
Mina
was
have
that
to say?
the Italian thing we were doing, Mark.
Hey, forget about
Yeah,
it.
forget about it. That's just a stereotype. That's not, I guess, really how it works in Italian. This is more like the mwah, like a chef's kiss, I guess is what that's more
No, no,
symbolizing.
no, no. That's maybe for a chef. Okay, but that is not. Forget about it. Okay, you're not gonna be like, you're not gonna go up to some dude and be like, hey, no, 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 no. You're gonna be like, no, that ain't gonna
You're
work
gonna
out.
be
You're gonna be like,
forget
forget
about it.
about it. You put your
Well, they
hand like
do
that's for the
start. I
backhand.
feel like when I see people who do that, they do start close to their face and then like express
Well,
it
they're
out.
not kissing their fingers though. And
Oh no, but
what's her name? Mina?
Mina, yeah, she was
That
very upset, not upset, but she just didn't like
distraught,
that.
perhaps.
Distraught would be a better term. She just
Peeved.
wanted to let us know we were wrong, really.
Well, first of all, Mina sounds more like a Spaniard name, so I don't know where she's getting her Italian root things coming from. Just because you eat a lot of pasta, Mina, doesn't mean that you know Italian. Hey, forget about it, Mina.
Forget about it. But hopefully you guys don't forget about this episode of Embrace the Stupidity. I'm
Easy to forget
Ryan,
about.
and that's Mark. Say bye, Mark.
Bye, Mark.